Rolling,
rolling, rolling, rolling, rolling.
What's that song?
I'm rolling on the river. I love that song. It's a great one.
I know our subs were like, what?
Oh, crazy.
Did they just subscribe to us because we're fucking weird?
Maybe.
All 100 and something of you.
So many.
Next year it's going to be 100,000.
Of course.
Just watch it.
Watch this space, baby
You gotta
girls.
like and subscribe, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
But welcome to... Wait. What is this one? Boujee Girl Hotline.
We're so good at that now.
Boujee Girl Bling. Boujee
Hotline Bling. No, Boujee Girl Hotline.
So you can definitely tell we've eaten now because we've got more energy.
And this morning we're like, yeah.
Like, glucose levels are good, you know what I'm saying?
We eat.
But we eat. Okay, we've got some like really juicy questions.
I love this topic because it's something we talk about daily at this point.
What is it?
Female entrepreneurs and what it feels like to make money online.
Yeah, a lot of you girls ask us obviously questions. Some of you don't know us, which is fine, but we are in online sales. So we've been in online sales. Well, myself, I've been in for a few years. Cass, have you done a year now?
No, I'm still under a year, which is crazy.
When do you hit a year?
April.
Oh, so coming up.
Coming up in April. Let's go.
Because so what they say is 1 year in online high ticket selling is the equivalent of 5 years in an office sales space.
It feels that way because to earn the money we earn now, I don't even know if we would make that in 5 years. We wouldn't.
No, but also it's just like the emotional intelligence that comes with it, the kind of conversations, the mindset stuff that you're navigating. You don't have those kinds of conversations in corporate sales.
And you don't want to work on yourself as much in that space either.
Exactly. Yeah. No, because this is like uncapped commission. You just have to become better, and the better that you get, the more money that you make in this space. Hence why high ticket closing is so lucrative. So
it's also not for everyone.
No, it's definitely
no. You got to have the mindset for it. You got to have the grit.
It's a mindset ting.
It is a mindset ting, honey.
But if you want to learn more, we'll link my calendar in below as well, and I can have a chat with you because this is what I do.
Absolutely.
Okay. But take it away. What's the first question?
Okay, we did get a lot of amazing ones, so I'm going to try and pick.
Yeah, and ladies, if you want to see your questions in the next round, you need to either DM us, comment below as well. Or just personally DM us on Instagram. We read all of them.
We do, apart from the losers. And by that I mean weird boys.
There's always a few of them.
Don't ask me about my feet, okay? All right, this one's from Sienna.
Okay.
We're not going to obviously say the full name. What does financial freedom actually feel like as a woman that's built it herself? You girls are queens.
Cute. So sweet. Love you, Sienna.
Love you.
It feels, I always say this, freedom for me is choice. When you have choice, when you have options in life, there is no better feeling than that, obviously besides, becoming a mum and everything.
Yes, of course.
There is no better feeling than knowing that you've got your own safety net, that you have your own back, and that if shit hit the fan at any point, I have a high income skill. I could make it all back because I'm set now. I understand the foundation.
Yeah.
Was that Pastor Steve talked about that in church the other day where he said if he literally lost everything, he could just get it back like that?
Easy.
Because he understands that frequency.
Exactly,
he gets it.
Yeah.
When you have that, it's like you can move through the world almost being like unshakable.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah. And you can attest to, right, like how women come to you all the time because you have so many calls with them, and a lot of them are single mums and they don't have that skill behind them.
No.
So they even know if they were to lose their husbands or,
God forbid something happens.
their work or whatever it is, they don't necessarily have that skill to know that they'd be okay.
Exactly.
And there's a real difference between having the freedom and then being scared that you're just going to be left with nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I love that question. But essentially it just feels really good. And it's something that I want every single woman to be able to experience.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean like going out and hustling and burning out. Like I did a lot of that.
Yeah.
I did a lot of that. And then when I went into high ticket sales, it took a lot of that burden off me because I tried different businesses before that where I had to like wear all the hats and be very masculine. But it is essential, I would say, for every single woman to learn that skill because as we were saying before, God forbid something happens, you're set. And especially if you have kids, I'm going to be really honest right now. There is... How do I say this nicely?
Just say it. Be brutal.
it is not okay for you to be a woman in her 30s plus and literally have like $5,000 to your name
in the savings account, or is this to your
No,
name?
in
Just
general.
period. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
and that's most people.
Yeah. It is
especially
most
having
people.
kids.
That's the harsh reality of it.
Don't do that to yourself. Learn a high income skill, invest, learn how to invest. It's not hard, right?
And it might take a while as well. Like I definitely went through the phase of like trying all different things, right? And not everything fit. And I tried and I failed. Some things I succeeded, but my heart wasn't in it.
Yeah.
So it really just depends. But there's also a difference in like the freedom feeling of like, you got that freedom from something you love, or you got that freedom from something that you literally hated and it like tore who you were. Like, just from my past, you know, like there's a big difference in the freedom that I feel now. Like I haven't worked for a company since I was 26, right?
Yeah.
So I've worked for myself for a while, and so I've never had to like struggle, but the ways in which I made money were completely different before.
Right.
You know, so like now it's like I make money in a very normal way.
Yeah.
I'm not using my looks. I'm not using my body. I'm literally just using
Your
my
brains, your
brains,
skills.
my skill set, my mindset. I have to discipline myself,
Yeah.
and it feels so much more rewarding doing it that way than the easy way. And I say easy, it's not actually easy, but like generally speaking it is. Anyone could do, you know, OnlyFans and stuff like that. But like actually going through it like definitely like takes a toll on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the freedom isn't worth it. Like I could earn the same amount as I earn in high ticket sales on OnlyFans, but at the cost of my sanity, like it's just not worth it. Yeah, the freedom's different.
Yeah, exactly.
Because your body's not free.
I even had like a little moment when we were driving back just before on the scooter, and I was like, because I just bought like some Von Dutch hat, Von Dutch t-shirt, 3 books, like a few little things, just bought a nice breakfast, like never look at the price.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
We don't, do we?
No. Well, like obviously we're not going out today buying a $17,000 handbag like the other day. You know, like the other month.
We might have looked at the price tag.
Exactly, but that we have to calculate P&L, like profit and loss for that.
Different.
Exactly. But for those things, like there are a lot of women who can't go and do that, just go and buy brunch and then go for a little shop, and then there's no calculations that have to be going on. And so that is a feeling that I want more women to feel.
That's true freedom.
That's true freedom.
Yeah.
Because then imagine doing that for your kids too.
Right? That's what I mean. Like true freedom is not... true richness in life is not just like materialism, right? And having heaps of money to buy a private jet and buy bags and whatever. Yeah, that's fun, but like it gets old, right? The true freedom is just not having to worry. And knowing that like you got it. Your family's got it. You yourself do. If your friends ever needed you, if your own family ever needed you, you don't have to worry about little things. You can just, we can go have a cute day out. We can go book ourselves into a spa if we feel like it.
Exactly.
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
You know?
I always said like my vision for my family and my richness in life is if I just wanted to up and take all my kids to Disneyland the next day.
Yeah.
I could.
You could.
Without a worry.
You don't have to worry. You don't even have to second guess it.
Exactly.
That is true freedom.
Yeah. So great question,
Yeah.
Sienna.
Love that one.
That was really nice, actually.
That was beautiful. Oh, this one. Right in the jugular. This is from...
Okay. Oh, God.
This is from Ashley. Do you think women secretly fear success because they think it will make them harder to love?
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Ashley, did someone come for you? Like, okay, because that's like really talking to my soul right now. And maybe actually, I'm having a bit of a moment here. I'm like, oh my God, maybe that's why. Because when I first really dove into business, I did some of it with my ex. And I was the one taking on all the responsibility of the business, and he was trying to keep up, but he just couldn't really because it wasn't his domain.
Yeah.
And it really put a massive dent in our relationship because I was just like, why are you doing this? And why can't you do that? And why are you like understanding this? Why do I have to wear all the hats? And so I ended up like self-sabotaging that. I'm like, I need to sell this company. Like I can't deal with it right now. So yeah, there probably was a part of me deep down in my subconscious that was like, if I become too successful, every man is going to look at me the way that my ex did, which was, you're too masculine. You're too much.
Yeah.
Which obviously now I'm like, no, I just need to call in a man who's more successful than me.
Exactly.
Right? And that's not, for me, like that's not a hard thing to do because the men that I'm entertaining now, they make a lot more money than me.
Exactly.
But previously, no, they did not.
Exactly.
They did not. And you're kind of, you know, going through.
Well, it's funny actually, because just with my previous relationship as well, we did the same thing. We tried to do like a little business together.
Yeah.
And because I had more experience in the field, it was like I was always the one that's like, no, we got to do this, and leading the way and being more masculine and like trying to make us a schedule, and like I knew everything. And I was like, oh man, like this is hard. I feel like I got to like dull my light a little bit.
Right.
And then we went out and we both tried to find our own things, because I was like, you know what? Why don't we do something different? You know, you might excel massively in something because we're smart in our own different ways. We're both amazing in different ways. But then it didn't work. We both found sales.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, amazing. Like he's going to crush. He got into sales before me. He accelerated faster than I did. And he got a job and he had a very good first month. So I was like, oh, I probably won't make that, but I'm really proud of him.
Yeah.
And then I ended up having like a bigger month as my first month. And it was like, oh, here we go again, you know?
Right.
And then I was like, we kind of had some conversations about it. And he even said, he was like, well, why are you trying to, you know, do investments? And why are you always trying to push to have more? Because at the time I was like, I kind of feel like getting a second offer to challenge myself a bit. And I was like thinking to myself, oh, maybe he's right. Am I doing too much? But then it's like, no. I'm not going to dull my shine. I just need someone who's got a bigger shine.
Yeah, that's it. The right man will never make you become smaller.
Yeah.
He'll congratulate your bigness, but his bigness will encompass yours and support you along the way.
Exactly.
I think that's really beautiful, and that's what you should look for. So to answer Ashley's question, yes, I think there are actually a lot of women who have that subconscious fear of not becoming too successful and powerful because men will want to back off. They'll look at you and be like, oh, she's doing like $500,000 a year. I'm on a 100K salary. She's 5xing me. He can't date you.
You will emasculate him, and that's the sad truth.
It is, yes.
It's hard.
Psychology.
It's really hard, especially this day and age. Like women are like killing it. They are hustling. They're boss bitches. Like they could do anything a man can, essentially, except from obviously.
But then the question is, do you want to though?
Well, this is another topic, but like, you know, the great sexual revelation has made us think that like that's what it should be.
Right.
And so the roles are getting very confused. It's like, who's the masculine one now?
Right.
The men are like, now they're like, oh.
There's a lot of parts to that question.
Yeah, there really, really is.
If we keep it simple,
just go bigger. Yeah. Get someone who's on your level or above that. Yeah. And don't dull your shine for anyone because it's not worth it. No.
But yes, there is a fear there.
My phone's like,
they're doing too much.
Stop. Okay, this is a good one. I guess this is more aimed at me. Is it hard to go from being sexualized online to then being taken seriously as a businesswoman?
Is it hard?
No. I'll say no. And do you know why? Because even though I had that period of my life when I did that, I have always been a businesswoman and I've always been smart and I've always used my brain even when I was doing stuff like that. So I wouldn't say it's hard, but I do sometimes feel that people are judging me still. And I don't think maybe I'd get taken as seriously as someone who hadn't had my past. And it still happens to this day where people are like, oh, you're selling to men. I'm like, and what? I'm actually selling to women as well now. But, you know, guys I meet will be like, well, yeah, obviously you've got high close rate. You're selling to men.
No, but you started off in the female space anyway.
Exactly. And I'm like,
you didn't first start with men. You started with women.
But she sells,
you were having emotional conversations.
Yeah, exactly. And they were great. And I still sell to women
I can vouch for her.
Exactly. So I guess maybe that wouldn't...
It's just jealousy from people though. That's just insecurity on their part. But I also think you did it in the really smart way as well.
Yeah.
Personal branding is a business. Right, the amount of collaborations that we get to land because of Cassie's personal brand, it's got nothing to do with OF at all.
No.
A personal brand is a proper business, and that is that is so valuable to have in 2026 and beyond, because that opens up so many doors.
Exactly, and that was built. So when I started building my brand from, you know, Love Island and stuff like that, my followers were heavily female.
Yeah,
because I used to talk about, you know, I used to talk about female empowerment for a bit, but I used to use my voice a lot, and I used to like vouch for female. I used to talk about how I'm struggling with like weight, acne, female issues, you know. I didn't like hold my voice or try and dull my voice.
Yeah.
So a lot of women actually ended up following me. So I've never really been that male dominant in that space anyway. It just happened to be a period of my life where I tried something new, thinking that it would be like some kind of revelation and I would feel super empowered. But it ended up just doing the opposite.
Right.
And now I feel way more empowered. And I'm glad that I found my faith. I realized that. And I was like, you know what? I am more than my body.
Yep.
and my income's accelerated.
Yeah,
so
I just think it's part of the interesting story though. And for me, like, a story gets woven in with someone's success. I don't really care about someone who like has been a nepo baby and they came from massive rich family. No. I love when I hear like the rags to riches or the OF to high ticket sales. Like, that's way more interesting. I'm way more bought in being like, that's incredible.
Exactly, because it's like more, I guess, normal. And then you know, right, that if you're in something that you hate or that you just don't feel like it's very you, you know that how easy it is to turn that around. Like, I did go through a period of thinking, okay, I literally like nearly lost everything. My account got deleted and then I lost my new account. And then I obviously didn't feel good about what I was doing. And I had all these different streams that I had to cut everything.
Yeah.
And while I was still paying for like other people in my life. So I basically had nothing. And when I joined She Sells, I used half my savings. And then it was just like, okay, got to make this work.
Yeah.
And within a month, it was all good.
Yeah.
And that's not something that you can say in a normal career.
No.
You know?
But that's also like Cassie's mindset of just backing herself as well and making it work. So even if someone else was going to judge someone for coming from a sexualized background to business, that's on them anyway.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to affect you or your journey, because if you don't actually let it affect you, the energy that you're putting out, the other person won't mind either.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally a you thing as well. Good question.
That was a good question. Okay.
We probably have time for like one or two more maximum.
Judge more than
so if we don't get to you now, we'll do it next time.
They're all kind of...
Give me the juicy.
Okay. Can you still be soft and feminine whilst being financially independent, or do you feel like that energy clashes? That's a good one.
No, definitely. You can still definitely be soft and feminine.
Charlotte.
You can still be soft and feminine, Charlotte. So Cassie and I,
tougher though.
Yeah, but we talk about this though, like even passive income and different ways of making money. I'm not talking about hustling and burning out and like working 70 hours a week. You don't need to do that. That's going to be an issue if you have money, but then you're putting it over the guys. So let's just say you go on a date and then the bill comes and you grab it. And you're like, I've got this.
Oh, that's very different.
Well, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Because then I know internally you want to be provided for, but because you're making money, you just go for it. And I actually used to do this in the past.
I've done it too.
Don't do that. That's not soft and feminine. No. Yes, you're making money. Yes, we make, again, $20,000 to $40,000 a month. Doesn't matter. We will sit back, not say anything about money on our dates, allow the man to do everything, take the bill. Thank you so much, babe. That's amazing, babe. Thank you so much.
Yeah, like nowadays, definitely not before. Or sometimes
nowadays,
you can't help but feel a little bit bad because you're like, oh, like you go for a really nice dinner and you're like, I know how much of your finances that's eating.
No, I don't feel bad. But also, I'm not dating men now that like...
Yeah, that's the difference,
Back in the day, yes. Yeah. And that's probably why I would grab the bill, or I'd always do 50-50.
Yeah.
Like, I would be unrecognizable to myself now, which is great. But I'm not dating men like that anymore. I'm dating men who can provide for me. I'm dating men who want to provide for me. And I want, because I now want to be provided for, I allow myself to sit in my soft and feminine. There is a difference.
Yeah. There's
a difference between wanting to and then actually sitting in your feminine.
But that's also, so that's just, obviously we're talking financially here, but there's way more like, what's the word? Facets?
Yeah, facets.
Yeah, about it, right? So it's like even, we go to bachata, and that is a way to try bachata. It's a bachata.
Bachata.
It's like sexy salsa. It's sexier than salsa, right?
Yeah, the guy that I'm seeing was like, oh, the men just want to sleep with you. And I'm like, it is very sensual.
I'm feminine.
Yeah.
But it is a good way to feel feminine. But I even struggled. The first class we did, I felt like I was really tense. And the guys were like...
Brooke.
Yeah, me and Brooke, we were both like... And the guys were like, you need to like lean in.
One of these ones. So I'm the man. And they'd be like, loosen your hand.
And they'd be like, you're leading me, let me lead you. And I'm like, oh my goodness, even in this,
subconsciously,
I'm leading.
Yeah.
Or even just small things, like I would like grab the menu at the restaurant and be like, right, what do you want? And it's like, what do you want to do tonight?
You ask him what he wants.
Yeah.
Really?
Now I'm just like, I'll let you order for me, babe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
I've sent menus back before, and the waiter's come over to me, I'm like, no, he's got it.
Yes.
And he'll just look at me and be like, yeah, okay, I do.
Right?
Do you mean?
But just, I do. I'm trying to think of other areas of my life where I've been quite masculine. I think a lot of them. Even like the way...
How to get to places is a big one. A man should take care of how to get to A to B. Always. A man should be the navigator.
Yeah, no, I'm not...
I pretend like I don't even know what Google Maps is.
I'm not very good at directions, so I'm quite feminine. I'm a passenger princess.
No, in this best friendship, I'm the masculine. I'm just like, I'm the type A. I'm like, got the bags, the maps. I'm like, yeah, we're good. Let's go this time, time. She's like, did I leave my passport at home? I'm like, fuck.
That's how it should be with a man, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's funny, though, because you trust me.
Yeah.
So imagine you being with a man that you really trust. You will allow yourself to sit in your feminine.
That would be so hard.
Right?
Yeah. See, look how we light up when we talk about being feminine, because it's sexy.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay. All right.
I really miss that. Can't wait to do bachata again on Monday.
I know, me too.
We got one more question. Give me the juiciest. The girls have sent in. Guys, you can also send us in questions, by the way, because we do get a lot of guys in our inbox. So please.
Yes, we do.
If you have a question about like how to get your woman or whatever it is, if you're confused, you're getting mixed signals from her, like we can help you with this.
Because we're doing a men's series.
Yes, we are.
Oh, Natalie's got a good one. What's one thing women don't realize about making money online until they're actually in the space?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Okay, off the top of my head, in the industry that we're in, and essentially just female entrepreneurship, you are your own potential. I get so many women come in thinking that this is going to be easy. No one ever said it was going to be easy.
No. And if they do, it's a scam.
Exactly. And God did not plan you to come to earth to be easy. That's not how you evolve.
And be lazy.
Exactly. Yeah. You need to be challenged, but it doesn't mean it's not simple, because there are women like us who've gone before you that you can lean on. However, they come in thinking it's going to be easy, and then they get upset when they have their first roadblock. And they come crying to me, basically, because I'm the mindset coach as well. And they're like, I don't get it. It's not working. I'm like, you've been in it for a week. You've been in it for 2.
Come on.
Like, you need to be able to get yourself over these challenges. So you are your own potential in terms of income, which means you have to constantly go and better yourself.
Yeah.
Because no one else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
There's a lot of responsibility. There
Right?
really, really is. And you have to have a good mindset, and you have to do a lot of internal work outside of your job. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to take calls and whatever. Like, and this could be anything. Like, I'm just going to do like
The bare minimum.
Yeah, the bare minimum. It's like, no, if you want to earn money and you want to break that next gap, then you have to constantly be evolving.
Yep.
Or you just have to have a super strong mindset and be really resilient.
Really resilient.
You can't just think as soon as bad things happen, oh, it's all right, I'll just move on, or like grass is always greener, because it's not. Because you'll try something new and then you'll be like, oh, actually.
You'll run into the same problems.
Yeah, it was just normal.
Yeah.
Because there is going to be problems. There is going to be like highs and lows. And your income is going to vary. You know, you'll hit an average.
Yeah.
But like to keep constantly growing and evolving, like it takes time. Like not everyone just... me, you just sound like really... Not everyone just comes in and makes 20K.
Look, not everyone. But look, what I always say to the ladies is, don't cap yourself with your own mindset. If you start off with the mindset of, oh, well, but that's not everyone. Well, it's not going to be for you then. Yeah. You've got to come in and be like, of course that's for me. Of course that's my average. Even when I don't try, I make it. Yeah. And so I do. Yeah. Right? Even if I'm like, oh, how did that happen? You know, I'm sending an invoice. I'm like, oh, no.
I know, because I remember when Brooke said to me, she was like, you're definitely going to have a 20K first month. And this is before I even got a job. Yeah. And I was like, oh, really? Kind of in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, I definitely will.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
See?
You have to have the mindset.
You have to expect it. Yeah. So there you go.
But it's still, it's definitely not a walk in the park.
No, don't expect a walk in the park, but also like be open to the challenges. Like they're, as much as we can tear our hair out sometimes, they're also the things that just make us grow. Yeah. So much. Yeah. And then it gives us the content to give to you as well.
Exactly, right?
It's all for a reason. But if you're not into that, I always say there's nothing wrong with being an employee. No. Or, you know, I don't know, just working for someone else's business. Again, there's being an employee. But you have to find what you're willing to do. Yeah. That's it. And if it's too much for you, like, I would just say stay away from it then.
And another thing is like, you have to know that like there needs to be an end game, or there needs to be a plan. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to do this forever. Yeah, because like we said, having passive income is the way forward. Correct. So if you can do that and you can hustle or semi-hustle, whatever you want to do, you don't even have to hustle, but you can work hard to build and then do something with that income, like start a brand or start something that's going to make you passive income. Yeah. Then you know that there's an end game. You can work towards something. Just don't be thinking that you're going to be able to have that kind of hustle mentality forever, because you won't. You will get burnt out. And sales especially can be quite a lot, because you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. A few options then. Marry a rich husband. Yeah. Build your personal brand while you're making money. Yeah. Invest your money.
Yeah. Simple.
Very easy.
It really is that easy.
It really is. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
I know.
I'm gonna finish there. So,
Happy girls.
Bougie girl bling. Was that right?
Bougie girl hotline.
Damn it, I said it wrong again. Bougie girl in the
Bougie girl
bling. That can only mean one thing. Drake, don't sue us. Drake from the water bottle.
Drake from the water bottle. That really
I wish I could put like a photo there, but there was a water bottle in Gili Islands. We thought it was Drake on the front. Turned out to be a
why
soccer
did you think
player.
it was Drake?
Turned out to be a soccer player from God knows what country.
I know, but he looked like Drake.
He looked just like Drake. And if you know who it is, comment below because
in the
that's
comments.
crazy.
Yeah, you know.
But like and subscribe, alright? Bye.
Bye.